beware. Be prepared for very offensive language and adult themes from the start and throughout. Welcome to the penultimate bit on the side of the series. It's sad, isn't it? And it's sad. Lovely top. Listen, the end is near. There's only 21 hours until the final, so I want to know, is Callum the best?
Don't throw that shit at me, please.
All right. Could Katie Hop wins?
I sweat from the nose and occasionally I cry.
All right. Is Keith your Chegg winner?
Don't underestimate the power of the Cheggers.
wait. Do you envisage Michelle winning?
I love my gays and my UKs.
Or could the pricey be right for Katie to win it?
I've put like half a makeup counter of makeup on my face.
We've all been there. We have all been there with that. Well, the voting details you need are coming up a little bit later on in the show. And also tonight... How have the housemates been seducing us into voting for them? What games have they been playing to get us to fall in love with them and make us vote? The very seductive Judy James has the answers you need, don't you, Judes?
I do. I'm going to be talking about the seduction techniques they've been zapping down the camera, from mimicking multiple orgasm to smoking a cigarette sexily.
She looks like a madam, does she? She does! Judy's going to be back in a bit to reveal a bit more about that later. But joining me now for some housemate banter. He got kicked out and it didn't make him feel good. Give it up for Kavanagh! Last night's second evictee and star of the Perez show, it's Perez! And she is a sexy senorita, honey. Say, girl, hi to Camille! Well, this is a housemate extravaganza, isn't it? Have a look at these three back together. Now, listen, in the words of Eamon Holmes, remember, one singer, one song, all right? I don't know talking over each other tonight. So, hashtag Girl Bye was trending last night on Twitter. Sarah on Twitter has said, at Perez Hilton, love him or hate him, he's made the show and he deserved a place in the final three. So, Perez, how are you feeling after last night?
I'm feeling so happy, and I watched the show that aired tonight, and I am happy because the people that are still in the house are the people that wanted to stay there. And I was watching them in the diary room give their, messages of thanks and appreciation. And if I would have been in there, I would have probably dropped some F-bombs and been like, why am I still here? So I'm genuinely happy for those people.
How are you feeling now, obviously, about coming on the show? And obviously from last night, it was a bit of a whirlwind last night. Have you managed to sort of catch up on a bit of sleep?
No.
No.
I'm drinking straight Red Bull double. Cheers.
Wait, cheers to Perez. There you go. Ryan's tweeted, actually, saying, at Kavanagh Official, can you take me out on a date, please? I think I love you. Oh. So, Cav, you up for it? Can we set it up?
No.
Yeah, maybe.
No!
No, not today. Sorry, Ryan. How have you got on since last night? Have you recovered from it all?
Oh, my God. I mean, listen, 4 weeks in that house. Mental.
4 weeks of watching it. I mean, we're drained. God knows how you feel.
No, I don't love you. No, it was mental because of him.
You're feeling better, though?
I feel great now.
Cammy, did the right two go last night?
I believe so. Just because I was a little upset with Cav and we spoke about it.
No,
I know, Buffy, but hold
apologized.
on. But now I'm happy to see you, and we're gonna have the oh no's.
Oh no's,
And, but yes, Perez is. Yeah, he should have been out a long time ago. But that's another conversation, honey. So yes.
But if you could swap Cav or Perez for someone else to be
me.
sat here instead of not you, because you're out. Sorry, darling. I
sorry.
don't know if anyone's told you. But if you could swap either of them two for the remaining 5 in the house, who would you swap over?
I think the last people who are remaining in the house as the best.
You think they should be the final 5?
Yeah, for sure.
From what you've seen, obviously, I know that you've obviously got some issues with Perez and stuff like that. A few, a handful. Have you had a chance to speak to Perez outside the house yet?
No.
Are you gonna?
No.
Perez?
I said hi before the show started.
Well, that's a start. That's a start. We're getting there. We're trying to build them bridges. Well, listen, let's talk about tonight's show. There was quite a lot of accusations of game playing. Out of the housemates left in there, Perez, who do you think's playing the biggest one?
Katie Hopkins.
Why?
Well, because... I don't know, I just do. I mean, I think everybody's playing a game in their own way, but she's just playing it in the biggest way.
Like, you mean from one extreme to another? 1 minute she's being Katie Hopkins,
yes,
Katie,
and
then...
I question everything. I question her tender, sincere moments just as much as I question her big, hateful moments.
Now, you've obviously seen certain clips from the show while she's been out over the past 24 hours. Have you seen her in any different light? Have you seen her maybe playing up more for the cameras than you thought she was?
Yes, because I didn't see her as much. I've seen her be her. I've never seen her use her hands quite as much as I have in the last 24 hours.
It was like she was doing the YMCA, weren't
Yeah.
it? A lot of the time in the diary, I'm not going to lie. Cav, who do you think's the biggest game player left?
Oh, God, that's a hard one because, I think the right people are in the final. Who's playing a game? Oh, you know what? I think who wants to win it, and that's what I'll say, who's playing the game, is Michelle. And she wants to win it, and I hope she does win it.
OK. Cam, what about you?
I actually have to agree with Perez for once.
What? What? Oh, my God.
Hell might have frozen
You might
over.
go up in flames. God, what's going to happen?
I do believe that Katie Hopkins might be playing a game, but at the same time, Perez, you played into it at the times where she would say nice things and you would, oh, well, what is your favorite show? Or whatever, you guys were just saying you guys hated each other, and then all of a sudden it's like, so let me know about you. And it's like, oh.
Oh, I still strongly dislike her. And I chatted with her throughout the show. They just probably didn't share all those moments. Because to the viewers, that's probably boring to see me and her being civil for periods of time.
We're speaking about Katie a lot. Do we think Hopkins is playing a game? Yeah, but it is a game. What, voice of truth over there, it is a game. I'm going to try and get my best Eamon voice on, because we saw Eamon say to Katie Hopkins, but you're aware of stopping other people playing a game. Therefore, you're aware it's a game. Therefore, you're part of the game. Therefore, you must be playing it. Shut up, Ruth. You must be playing a game. I thought it was all right. I'm not going to lie. So what he's trying to say is that it is a game show, like you just said. People are voting for a winner. Perez, do you think people in there realise how much of a game show it actually is?
Yes, but like Callum said earlier, he's not willing to become a vile, nasty, hateful person to win. And I think that's really admirable and inspiring.
Is there anything wrong with playing a game in there?
No, and that's why I wish that Keith would admit he is playing a game or the game, because he clearly wants to win and has denied it. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to win. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be in the Final Five.
What I think we've seen a lot over the past few years when we've got, like used to, more Americans in the house, is that the Americans are a lot more upfront about wanting to win, where Brits tend to be like, oh, it's about the taking part. Yeah. Do you both agree on that?
Oh, yeah. I do think that if you want to win, just spit it out. Say, I want to win. I came into saying, I want to be in the final, I want to win. So I think people should be more upfront about it and voice their opinions, because at the end of the day, no one's going to judge you if you say you want to win. They just think, wow, you know what? He's determined, or I want to vote for this person because they want to win. Don't act like it's all good, and then when you get voted out, you're like, oh my God, I wanted to win.
I felt the same way as Cammie up until around day 7 or 9, and then I was like, get me out of here!
Do you know what I love? I never thought I'd sit here and say, I was thinking the same as Cammie I think we can maybe get something going on here.
It's a genius moment. I totally
get it. It's happening! This friendship could happen.
No, I think she and I agreed a lot during the house, too. I just think, in my mind, there were people that were whispering very loudly in her ear things about me that might have upset her or made her believe things that weren't true. I don't know. Have you watched the whole thing yet?
No, I haven't watched anything, and I don't intend to watch it all because...
At all? Ever?
I want to watch the after stuff as to like what happens from now, like the finale and stuff. But I know what happened in the house, so I'm not going to watch 45 minutes when I knew the whole everything that happened.
Well, you might not have. I can't wait to go home and after a break, then watch every single episode and watch every episode of your show, too.
Well, no, yeah, when I come out, I mean, I watched it all back, and there's certain things that I'd missed, and you think, have I missed that? I was in that house, you know what I mean? But it was in a different room. There's also a lot of talk about nice people in the house. Cav, is nice enough to win it?
No, clearly. I mean, I've been...
Mr. Nice over there.
No, but I mean, you know, I think it's... I hate saying this, but it's about self-preservation. It's about making yourself feel good. And, you know,
don't sing it, we can't afford it.
but it literally is. It's about making yourself feel good in each moment, in each hour. And, you know, that involves going to some people make you feel anxious, Perez, a lot of the time. Although I will say, the last few days, you've been good as gold, this guy. So I'm seeing a different side to him. So your mind is completely messed up.
Talking of different sides to people, tonight we saw Katie Hopkins and Katie Price. He got up off the fence and started going. Perez, what did you make of that?
I thought she never was on the fence. The Katie Price that I saw in the house was the Katie Price that I knew before I went into the house. And what I told her yesterday was, get this boring idea out of your head. If you think people think you're boring, it's that they are expecting a different person, and that's not who you are, and you're being honest and you're being yourself. And also, I told her, if I saw you getting into all these fights and drinking and partying in the hot tub, I'm like, you're a mother of 5, and you just had surgery. Chill. So she's being her in the most authentic, nice. She's an incredible mom, such an inspiring businesswoman. I love her. She's my second favorite to win.
And your first is Callum.
Callum.
Still stand by that. Well, listen, Katie Hopkins has also had a shocking revelation. We'll come back to that. That means it's time for your quick-fire questions. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. One-word answers, Perez.
Okay.
All right.
One-word answers.
One-word answers. Not one-word answers, but quick answers.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready to go? Yeah. Right. Let's go. First question. Cav, has this experience made you feel good?
Horny.
Oh, no, you're not. Perez, who do you miss more, Nadia or Mr. Buns?
Nadia.
Oh, God, before the rabbit. Camille, is your sister arrived here yet?
Honey, she is here, yes.
And what's she saying? What's the chat?
Get in bed.
They're all right. Cav, would being in the final make you feel good?
No, pay me the fucking check.
Perez, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
I'm going to just hold my son for weeks.
Good. Camille, what's next for you?
My bed.
With your sister?
With my sister.
Let's go. Cav, how are you feeling now? Good?
I'm feeling good.
That's all right. Perez, where's your water beaker?
I left it at the hotel.
Oh, no! Devastating. Camille, give us your best girl bye.
Girl bye.
Hold on to go bye. Give him a round of applause. That was good. They're going to be back a little bit later on after the break. We've got all the latest news from inside the house, including an exclusive report from TV legend Eamonn Holmes, guys. See you straight after.
It's the Perez Show. In the flesh. Coming up, the search for Mr. Buns begins after online reports that he is in fact still alive. And the truth about my everlasting love for Katie Hopkins.
Whoa, hang on a minute, mate. Sorry, don't mean to be rude. Not out here. Go and sit down, mate. Turn them round. Turn them round. The violence show on here. You know what I'm saying? Right, from that to this, it's time for the last Bots news of the series. It's Thursday, the 5th of February, 2015, and here are your top stories. Now, after the drama yesterday's task created, Bots News actually secured an exclusive interview with TV legend Eamonn Holmes himself. Straight after that task took place, here is what he had to say.
Hello there, Rylan. It's Eamonn here, reporting for Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. This is the news. I've been in there for half a day. What an experience that was. I do have to say, not the experience I was expecting. It's much cleaner than I thought, and the housemates are much more fragrant. And initially, as we started off, very, very friendly. I thought, what a surprise. Of course, it soon changed, because you notice straight away, no matter what they say, no matter how friendly they pretend to be, they are in competition. They sense the finish line now, and they know that one of them is going to cross it. But which one? Did my opinion change of anyone in there? Initially, I thought Perez wasn't as toxic as I perhaps had painted him. And then I realised he is radioactive. At least he's being true to himself. Would I ever want to go in there? I can honestly say that is the closest I ever would want to be incarcerated in the house. Eamon Holmes for CBB Bots News.
Thank you, Eamon. And big news, guys. I'm getting big news just in. It is not just the final tomorrow. We can exclusively reveal that it's Callum's birthday as well. Oh, beautiful. Michelle has already, and you're not going to believe this, Callum has been getting right into the party spirit. Have a look. He is crazy! He needs to calm himself down and save his energy for tomorrow. And in other news, in the bedroom earlier, Katie Hopkins asked Callum a simple question, but got a lot more than she bargained for.
Right, I must have left my towels in the bathroom.
This top one here is clean. I've never used it.
Have you used it to wipe your...
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want Callum Smeg on my face.
Who's on your face?
Callum Smeg.
No, Smeg. I'm circumcised, thank you.
Well, Callum fans, you now know not what to expect on his towel or his penis. And finally, Pricey narrowly avoids potentially one of the most awkward moments of the series. Have a look.
I'm very good at sensing, like, you know, sometimes you feel like you're walking out the room and you know you're being talked about behind your back. I know that goes on. I've even felt, I think it's gone on this morning, whether I'm being paranoid. Because, like, Kate said to me, she was like,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't stop talking just because I've come in a room.
oh, no, I'm just thinking what I'm saying.
Awkward! But I'm quite shocked. At least she can still make good facial expressions. She's quite going on there. And that's today's news. Coming up, from mimicking a woman in mid-orgasm to blowing smoke up into the air, should we say, the housemates have been seducing us all along. Find out exactly how they've been getting us to vote for them this whole time, right after the break. See you in a minute. Big Brother's bit.
No.
Kev, what's wrong?
I thought I'd make you feel good.
Oh, Kev, come here. Come here. Oh, bless him. Oh, bless him. Oh, it's a shame. Now, listen, if you already didn't know, the final is tomorrow. Where have you been? But what have the finalists been doing to get you to vote for them? To tell us all about their seduction techniques, please welcome the most seductive woman on telly, Judy James is back! Oh, Judy, you look gorgeous. Are you all right?
I'm lovely.
You look stunning, absolutely stunning. Well, listen, Judy, let's start by talking about the housemate who says if they wasn't famous, they would have been a chef. Any guesses? Keith? It's actually Callum. It was Callum.
Wow.
Callum, I know.
Wow.
Let's have a look at how seductive he's been to get people to vote. Right, now, Judy, how is blowing smoke getting a vote?
This is subliminal seduction via body language, because this guy was counterintuitive. We got this kind of bad boy reputation. I think we thought maybe he was going to be, him and Cammy Lee would get together and we'd see some sort of sexual disaster. But instead of that, he's played it very much like the gentleman, very much like the hero, always sitting in his own chair. And then he walks off into the garden and he does this, it's almost like a cowboy thing. He goes sort of swaggering off into the garden and he does this amazing smoking. Obviously, it's not healthy or funny to smoke, but he kind of purses his lips and blows the smoke up into the air.
Very much like...
Yeah, it's just very, very... I mean, he's got a great mouth. It's very, very, very seductive. But it also is great because he's got quite a strong alpha presence in there, but he always pays his dues to the alpha females. If he was a bonobo ape, what would happen as a result of that would be that he'd be getting loads of sex right now.
Do you think he's doing it well?
I think he's doing it extremely well, because you think, this, you know, what I know about the old Callum isn't what I'm seeing now, so it's a great rebranding.
Let's move on to our next housemate. Their favourite karaoke track is Eye of the Tiger. Michelle? Keith? No. It's Katie Hopkins. Yeah? She loves the Eye of the Tiger. She's all about the hand gestures, isn't she?
Absolutely.
Let's have a little look.
Yeah.
I always feel much better when I'm saying things straight to people's faces. Twat. So I think he is just a bit like me and Alicia. Super stupid, not that thick. A day seems to stretch on for infinity. God knows how she's going to deal with Venn diagrams. Everybody wants to be popular. Say something. I thought I might lose it today, but I haven't. So that's a triumph.
I think that's probably my favourite one. That.
Yeah, she does that a lot, and then we get that sometimes. She is John McCririck now, and she's
John
getting worse.
McCririck?
Well, she's just talking with her hands. But also, this is very powerful, subliminally powerful, because when you're watching her speak, that very, very strong gesticulation, it convinces us that she must absolutely mean what she says and that she must be obeyed. She absolutely must be obeyed.
So it's like a power technique as well.
We're becoming very compliant just watching her. We become Team Katie just by... I mean, if she bottled that and sold it during the election...
Well, God forbid, what could happen?
Yeah.
A lot of people on Twitter, I don't know if anyone else picks up on this, about her facial expressions.
Yes, she's the only one that has any in there, but...
She really does go to town with them.
She really uses them.
What do they say about her?
Again, now, we love contrasts, and contrast is a great winning technique in Big Brother. And what we get with Katie, we get this very sort of, you know, powerful, very aggressive facial expression that she uses to command and control.
Yeah.
But then suddenly she flips. Now, this is like Marilyn Monroe used to flip. Marilyn Monroe used to flip from very innocent, naive child to suddenly looking like a woman halfway through an orgasm. Katie doesn't do the orgasm look, neither did I. Katie doesn't do the orgasm look, but she goes from that power
Can you give us a demo of that look,
no. It's more like constipation. But she flips into this very simpering, self-effacing, and that's what people will buy. They will vote to see her standing at the top of the stairs, looking very, oh my goodness, that kind of self-effacing look. Very, very powerful in terms of seducing us to vote.
OK, well, listen, let's move on to our next housemate. Now, our next housemate likes to make furniture in their spare time. Michelle. Keith. It's Keith Chegwin! No, I can't believe you got it. Let's have a look at him in action.
Oh, don't start me. Oh. Oh. So, you know...
Oh, Jude, here you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Jude, talk to me about the crying.
This is he's very clown-like in the house. It's the tears of a clown. I mean, he spends most of the time in the house with that very, not awfully convincing smile on his face. You know, everything was great and wahey and everything like that. But I think...
Wahey!
Well, that was really scarily good. But I think we always thought, I wonder what's behind it. And I did wonder, because sometimes we've had people like that in that sort of era in Big Brother, where they've turned out to be quite villainous behind all the smiles.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. He's turned out to be this quite tearful, slightly sad character.
This is the thing, a lot of people are saying, do you think it's for the sympathy cards, maybe? Or do you think it's genuine?
I don't think so, because he's still trying to smile while he's crying, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's trying to reboot himself back into smiley person. So, no, I don't think it is. I think that's him really trying not to. But I think we've got somebody that's bravely smiling, but probably quite
hurting
tearful
on the inside.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next housemate. Now, our next housemate says their celebrity crush is Zac Efron. Anyone? Katie Price. Katie Price, Callum. It's Michelle. Couple of you got it. What is the main technique that she uses with people?
She's also very contrasty, and she's... One minute she doesn't move at all, nothing moves. I think she's been famous in there for having virtually no body language.
Just like plays dead?
Well, sort of, but it's kind of Mount Rushmore. But then suddenly we get this burst of maternal hugging.
She is very maternal
absolutely,
in the house,
and I
isn't she?
think, in a way, she kind of draws us in. You either think, oh, that's a fantastic mother figure, but then we see this much stronger figure that we probably want as our best friend, somebody that will protect us as well.
Let's take another little look at Michelle. I want you to see what you make of this clip.
Everybody is the center of their universe. That's how life
no,
works.
I'm not the center of my own universe.
You're also not the spokesperson for the LGBT community, by the way.
I didn't say I was.
There are 2 other gay people in this house.
I said what I came in here to do, dude.
Why didn't you come in here to
My
be
mission.
yourself and represent yourself?
Because
you don't have to represent the LGBT
I came in
community.
here to represent
You're not
people.
the representative for the LGBT community. As an LGBT person, you're not a representative
That's
of
fine.
me or for me.
I don't
okay?
want to represent you.
You're
Trust
not
me.
because you're not.
That's the last
You're
fucking thing I
not.
want to represent.
You can't represent the LGBT community. You can be.
I can too.
You can't. You're not the LGBT community.
No, I'm not. But I can be a voice for.
Yes, but you're not here representing them.
I am here.
All right, that could be. That's your
voice
mission.
for.
That's your mission.
Yes.
That's your mission.
Just like you have
Hallelujah,
yours, I have
LGBT.
mine.
Hallelujah, LGBT.
Thank you.
Fly that gay pride flag.
And I always will.
Good.
To the day I die.
You should.
Now, Judy, I think that's a really important clip because, I mean, I know that's divided opinion online especially. A lot of people saying I agree with Perez there for the first time and a lot of people saying, no, I totally disagree. She's standing up for what she believes. I'm quite shocked because it seemed that it was a little poke, wasn't it?
It was a huge poke,
She still retained that sort of what you said, that just sitting there, not going to do anything about it.
That's right. I mean, she's got this kind of New York, Bronxy sounding vibe, and I thought she'd probably completely be wiping the floor with him physically by that stage. But there's this great strength in Michelle that I think people will find very seductive, that even though that was almost the worst thing anybody could say to her, and he kept poking her with that stick, the most that she did was her voice went up a couple of notes, but apart from that, she's got this Mount Rushmore strength that would be very attractive. I think most of us would feel that we'd be beginning to lose it by that point, but she's got what would be called contagious confidence. You'd feel more confident just by being in her presence.
Let's move on to the pricey. A lot of people saying she's not feisty enough, is she? So let's have a little look at her just sitting back and watching.
If you don't want to hear my voice, you have the power to leave the room.
And I fucking try every time. I'm just saying.
Then try now.
Oh,
You're not trying. You're staying there.
Shut up.
I'm not shutting up.
I've been trying to be cool with you for so long, and you end up being such a dick to me.
I don't care, just like what everybody else thinks. I don't care what any of the people in here think. And if that makes you butthurt, then fucking be butthurt, okay?
I'm not your enemy.
I don't mean to laugh because it is pretty brutal, but...
Now, you've picked up on that as her technique
Absolutely.
for people to vote for her. Why?
I mean, out of all the housemates, she's the one that doesn't have to prove who she is. You know, she's come in, she's done it all outside the house. The rest
She
of them
literally has been there and done it.
Yeah, the rest of them, oh, this is who I am, but we know who she is. And what I love is that her life outside the house is so obviously chaotic and quite horrific, I think, that she's come in there in this absolute carnage and war zone and she's sitting it out as though she's at a spa break. And I absolutely love that. She finds that rest in there. She's done more than that. And I think, can you imagine the impact on that woman? That in this house, she hasn't got... every time she walks through a door at home, it sounds like she sees one of her partners cheating on her. Now she can just walk into the loo without knocking. It must be fantastic for her.
So you think
she's
treating this as a bit of a break?
I think so, but I think that's great because it shows that she actually does have a life, that she does have adventures outside the house, and she hasn't got to prove it in there.
Who do you think wants to win it the most from what we've just displayed?
I have to say Katie Price, because did you see her when... you know, she looked like she was having a baby when they were announcing who was going to go out there. She was like that. Plus the fact, and let us not forget this, I mean, in terms of wanting to actually be a winner, her ex-husband has already won it. She's got... She must, in her mind, think... I mean, I would absolutely be focused. I could not go out there without winning that if my ex had won it already. So I think, for me, it's her for probably the right reasons.
Very lastly, in your opinion, who do you want to see win it?
I want to see Pricey win it. I think she's an icon.
Really?
I think she's turned in there into a national treasure as well.
What do we think? Half and half in the studio. Listen, guys, please give it up for the legend that is Judy James. You're going to be sticking around. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, what does your favourite finalist say about you as a person? Find out straight after the break. And talking of your favourite, have you voted yet for your winner? Yes! Some of them ain't. Here's the numbers you need. You should be voting. This week, Callum, Katie Hopkins, Keith, Michelle and Katie Price all face the public vote. Who wins, you decide. From a landline, call 090 20 44 24 and add the number of the housemate you want to win. From a mobile, call 6 44 24 and add the number of the housemate you want to win. For Callum, add 03. For Katie Hopkins, add 07. For Keith, add 09. For Michelle, add 11. Or for Katie Price, add 15. Mobile and BT landline votes cost 50p. Other landlines may vary. Or you can vote via the Big Brother app, where 2 votes will cost you 99p. Voting closes in Friday's live final. If you're watching on catch-up after that, please don't vote. Votes cast after lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Bit on the side. Now, remember back to Wednesday the 7th of January, we had 14 brand new celebrity housemates all go in the house. And who'd have thought that after 2 removals, 1 late addition, 1 walkout, 1 fake walkout, 2,692 hang on. 2,693 arguments and 2 missing bananas later, we would be 1 day away from the final. Here is the story. So far, don't tell Perez.
Celebrities entered the Big Brother house. One by one, they fell.
I might have been out first, but the best is yet to come.
Celebrity Big Brother for me was a wild and crazy experience, but one I wouldn't take for anything in the world.
I've only had 1 banana. They might have thought I was bananas, but I don't bruise easily. I don't want to be here. Patsy! After leaving Celebrity Big Brother, I am in post-traumatic shock. Keep breathing, possibly for the rest of my life.
Just because I bought the fucking pasta doesn't mean I'm the mama.
I've done childbirth twice without so much as a paracetamol.
No, I am not performing Bloody Bear.
And the pain does not compare 1 iota to what I've just been through in the house. No lie.
Celebrity Big Brother for me has been fucking hell. Fucking bitch.
You're thick, and you are fucking dumb.
But I loved it.
Don't get me started, Chad, because you sit on the fucking fence every single day. My experience of Big Brother house has been like travelling in a fucking freaky circus. Fuck off, a lot of you.
Shut the fuck up. I'm Perez fucking Hilton.
I am a producer's wet dream. I wish I could put myself in a time machine and never have entered that house.
I really want to go home.
No time.
No more.
No bread.
No drama. No betrayal.
No vodka.
No Perez.
Boom.
Now, only 5 remain.
It is so chuffed.
I just don't understand it.
It's ridiculous.
Bloody hell. Thank you, Big Brother. Thank you, the nation. Oh, hey.
That was so much easier, wasn't it? That was the whole theory. There are only 5 housemates remaining. Now, earlier on, psychologist Judy James says that you can tell we can tell a lot about you, about who your favourite finalist is. So let's start with Callum. So, Judy, if you're a Callum fan, what does that say about you?
Well, the Prince Charming bad boy to hero will have appealed to you. That means that you're the eternal optimist, that you believe in happy endings, that you trust maybe a bit too readily, and you've probably been through a load of relationships where you've got your fingers burnt, but you're still going to keep going on in there.
Perez, you're a Callum wanting to win. Is that you?
Yes! I was saying to myself while I was watching the show earlier, I love a happy ending. So I'm so happy that the final 5 are 5 that really wanted to be there at the end.
We have got some actual super fans in the audience tonight. Jessie is our Callum super fan. Here she is. Talk to me about... I'm loving the sign. Tell us why Callum should win.
Well, not only is he gorgeous, but he's very composed. He can handle himself. Everyone loves a man that's in control. And I think he deserves to win. He's held himself together and he's gorgeous.
Vote Callum. Cav, is there a reason people shouldn't vote Callum the winner, in your eyes?
Callum has been the underdog. He's been shit on in the press. We've had our little get-togethers and talks about his past and stuff. He deserves to win. I love the man. He's a strong, genuine, good man.
Wait, I thought you wanted Katie Hopkins to win.
He wanted Michelle to win.
Oh, wait, so who do you want to win?
Michelle,
okay.
Katie Hopkins, and Callum.
Oh, we had to pick one.
Cammy, do you think Callum's a deserving winner?
I do. I really love Callum. And unlike what some people said in the past that we had something more that tried to ruin it with my sister, but girl, don't worry about it. It didn't ruin nothing. Callum is my friend, and I love him a lot, and I hope he wins because he deserves it, and he's an amazing man. And he's my friend. Can we put that out there?
Friend! Right, let's move on to Katie Hopkins. What does it say about any individual out there if you want Katie Hopkins to win?
This would actually show a struggle to trust people because you will be trusting Katie because she speaks her mind even though she's rather harsh. So, and also you're probably happier in a scenario where you've got a very strong leader and then you can be slightly submissive but very safe. So somebody that's got issues with not feeling quite as safe as they should do.
Well, we've brought in Katie's superfan, Umi. I believe you're up here, darling. So, this is your chance to get the nation to vote for Hopkins.
Well, Katie Hopkins, yeah, she might be playing a game, but it is a game, and she's been honest throughout the whole thing. When Perez came back and said she was two-faced, he completely twisted what actually happened, but she does say what needs to be said to someone's face. I think she's been honest. I think she's tried to really get on with people, and only standing up to Perez, everyone else she really got on with. So I think to say that she was two-faced or that she didn't, you know, get on with people, she was horrible, it's not the true story. She did try and get on with everyone, and I think she's a deserving winner.
Vote Katie Hopkins, guys. Is there anyone agreeing with Umi with that statement? Oh, you agree?
Katie Hopkins, like, we all love someone who, like, proves us wrong. We all thought she was awful. She turned out to be a decent person. I love her. I don't care what she says.
Who disagrees with that statement? Pilly, you disagree, darling?
I do. I'm sorry. I like the entertainment, but she is the biggest game player, most intelligent person in there, and she knows exactly what to say and when to say it. Example, when she can't answer when Keith shocked her, she then twists into full stop in sense of answering the conversation. That's a smart psychological move. She's smart and she's playing all of you guys, not me, unfortunately.
Because Pilly too clever for that. Perez, give us a reason why Katie Hopkins shouldn't win.
Should not win. You're jealous. No, I'm not jealous of her. She's jealous of me. She should not win because...
Not tonight.
Because I think that you can win without being a really nasty, mean, hurtful person and saying nasty, mean, hurtful things. I was a silly, freaking idiot clown man-child. There's a difference.
You were pretty mean at some time.
You may have interpreted it as
I specifically remember
mean.
you going over me, calling me effing bitch, like pointing at me,
Well, after
screaming.
you repeatedly called me the most hurtful thing. So if you're going to say blah, 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 I will answer that back to you in a much more fabulous way.
Listen, we love a bit of drama on this show, but it's now about the final 5. So we're going to stick to them now. Judy, let's move on to Keith. If you're a Chegwin supporter, what does that say about you?
Yeah, I mean, Keith has stood up for, you know, the smiley nice guy all the way through. So I think you'll also have dogged determination. Somebody.
I thought you said dogging then.
I thought you said that. No,
That's so the other night.
He doesn't do dogged. And very high levels of empathy. I think you'll be able to read other people and understand them quite well, even if you're quite quiet as well.
Right, well, let's find our Keith superfan. Emma is in the audience with a little hey badge. Emma, tell us why Cheggers should win it.
I think he should win because I think he's the same person today as he was when he first entered the house. I think for the most part, the evicted housemates have only ever had good things to say about him, and honestly, I think he's gonna win it because he's gonna kill the competition with kindness. So.
You've got an accent. Are you American, Canadian?
Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
So did you know of Keith Chegwin before you watched the show?
No, I did not.
So that's quite interesting because we know Keith, obviously, growing up in this country, known him as like a TV legend. You've gone based on exactly what you've seen in there.
Yeah, and I think he's awesome. And when he's sad, I'm sad, honestly.
Do you think he could be big in Canada?
I mean, if he wanted to be. I want to see a Canadian on this show, though.
Let's make Keith big in Canada. That's what I say. He deserves it. Cammy, why do you think Keith shouldn't win it?
Early on in the show, I dubbed him as Switzerland. And I think Keith is an amazing man. I think he's an amazing husband. I've heard stories about his wife being mean to other people outside this house. And he's just too nice. Too nice.
Well, this goes back to our question earlier. Is nice enough to win it?
No, it's not. I don't think it is. You have to kind of like stand up for yourself sometimes and not just go, ew! Ew! Oh my God!
Perez, what's your thoughts on Keith?
I would think it's inspiring and sending a great message if Nice won. I would be also very happy if Keith won because he was authentic and genuine and nice and kind and looking after everybody, and I think was doing it for the right reasons, and that's him being him.
Well, there's your votes for vote.
And I didn't know him before I went into the house.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah.
Look, got something coming. Let's move on to Michelle. Judy, if you're a Michelle fan, what does it say about you?
I mean, Michelle started so strong and she was so wonderful, but then she didn't change, but she just faded into the background slightly. So I think if you're still a Michelle fan, and I know there are a lot of people, I think you won't be swayed by other people's opinions. You'll stick to your guns, and you would very much describe yourself as an authentic person.
Well, let's go to Patricia, Michelle's super fan. All right, Pat?
Yeah, mate.
I'm going to sit down. My feet hurt. What's going on? Tell us why Michelle should win.
Totally, because she's a loyal person. She stands by friends. If there's an argument inside the house, she doesn't make an unnecessary argument about things the way that certain people do and go on and on and on. I think she's a really loyal person.
Do you think she's done enough to win it?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Perez, let's go back to you. Why do you think Michelle shouldn't win it?
I mean, I think at this point, everybody besides Katie Hopkins should win, to be honest.
Do you still stand behind your comments, like we showed that clip earlier
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
her being a voice for the...
I stand behind everything I said in the House.
And do you not, when she's obviously being a voice for the LGBT community, what is it that you didn't like about that? Is it because you thought she was coming in to represent them people, or just to be a voice?
Well, it was also me being disappointed that instead of representing and being an ally for the LGBT community in the House, she chose to ally herself with the most vile person in the House. Let me finish, girl. She chose to ally herself with the most vile person in the House.
Community was going to be like, oh my God, this guy is so great.
Me.
As a gay man, you think they're backing you?
Okay, well, let's slowly move on to that. So we've got to get on to Katie Price. Judy, if you're a fan of the Price scene and you want to, I'm trying to keep it going. If you're a fan of the Pricey, Judy, what's it say about you?
Well, Katie was like getting a sort of an old girlfriend back, and I think you'll have a lot of loyalty. I think you will be a party girl like Katie, but I think you'll love the fact that underneath all of that, there's a sort of very strong family vibe going on, and I think you'll reflect that. Lots of high levels of emotional intelligence.
Let's meet Matthew, Katie's super fan. Matt, why do you think the Pricey should win?
I think Pricey is nice.
Oh, that was a bit pricey.
Pricey. Yeah, she's just nice. Price is nice, and she's brought some great assets into the house. She sits on the fence where you think she sits on the fence, but then she'll jump off the fence. She gives as good as she takes, and I think Katie Price is an all-round good person. I think with her being a celebrity person, She's had that experience and she deserves to win. Pricey, the winner.
Pricey. Kaz, just quickly, I've not got long. Why do you think Pricey shouldn't win?
I don't think Pricey shouldn't win at all. I mean, she came in a week later than everybody, so she's got
10 days.
Okay, so 10 days, yeah. What I've seen of Pricey is a genuine, lovely person.
OK, well, look, there are the votes for and against. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. That was a nice little chat. Very, very quickly, Now, Perez, unfortunately, last night we did have to confirm to you that Mr. Buns was dead. But we managed to find him. He's just got a poorly eye. So we're going to give you this to actually take home.
I will
Don't
take it
break
home.
him.
Thank
Look
you.
after him. Give it up for Mr. Buns. That is it for tonight. A massive thank you to all of my guests and fantastic audience. Thank you. Tomorrow it is the finale special, of course. I'm going to be joined by the ex-housemate, your brand new winner, and we've got a performance from actual Atomic Kitten here tomorrow. Let's hope they can make that household again. I'm off. Night, night.